All right, hey everyone, it is Dan again from Deuce the Limit. We have our host city for Eurovision 2024. It is Malmö, not Stockholm, which many of us thought would be. Friends Arena, of course, was commandeered for the second potential week of Eurovision by Taylor Swift herself. But what if Taylor Swift entered the Eurovision Song Contest? Would she do well? Would she not do well? So I have summoned my Swifties. Snap in one, two. Where are you? And we're going to talk today about our top three songs that we think could do well or win Eurovision. So we'll decide if she had full creative control, what would she do? Would she have an elaborate staging, a simple staging? So anyway, let's dive in. Speaking of knowing how to write a song, we'll start with my number three. So a song that I believe she could submit and win Eurovision with is also off of her recently released Taylor's version of Speak Now. The song is Enchanted. So a song called Fairy Tale won in 2009. This song is about a fairy tale. I think it has all of the big moments. It's captivating. It starts out slow. And I kind of envision Switzerland 2017 kind of staging. So I don't know if you remember that one, Apollo Time Bell. She was kind of up on this platform with the stairs, and I think they would fill the bottom with fog, and then as it gets into the bridge of the song, I think the fog would clear and she would come down. I was enchanted, please don't be, and then everything would go really dark and come down, and then that last moment, all the lights come on. It's bright. A song called Enchanted about fairy tales, extravagant princess dress, perfect for Eurovision. The whole atmosphere of the song just screams like show and extravagant. And if I had to pick an artist to sing it from past Eurovisions, I'd actually pick Anouk, who sang Birds in 2013, I think it was, for the Netherlands. I think a similar kind of vibe of that song. And I think her voice would do really well with how Enchanted, at least the Taylor's version now, feels a little bit lower, a little more refined.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on Enchanted?
So you would say that that Taylor is the centerpiece of this, not like a set of dancers.
There would be no one else on stage.
No one else on stage.
No one else on stage but her.
Okay.
It would be
how big is the dress?
10 feet long.
Okay.
Like gigantic.
It's important.
Absolutely gigantic.
Look at the dress in your background.
Literally, yes. The dress in the background of you is like what I envision. Purples, pinks, reds.
You always need to find like your punch moment in Eurovision songs.
I think it has that at the end. I think because it comes down so low.
Yeah.
It can go, I think it goes back up.
Yeah. That last, I was enchanted to meet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just have to punch that.
Yeah.
I kind of agree. So I had like a short list of like 10 songs that I was choosing from, and Enchanted made the list. It was on one of the 10. I don't think it has enough oomph to do well or win at Eurovision. I think it's a bit too steady along the whole song. There's not many standout moments enough in it, really. There's not like a huge crescendo or anything. So that's why I didn't put it in my top three. But I do think it is a good song, and I do think it would fit on a stage like that.
Well, Salvador Sobral would like a word. That man stood on center stage with nothing going on.
Did he win?
You can go check his final score from 2017 and let you know if he won. It was a blowout, actually.
Yeah. So my number 3 song is Holy Ground, but the ballad version that she performed on BBC. Yeah. Look, here's the thing. So you take Holy Ground, you make it a little like down tempo, and it's a piano piece, percussion and backup vocalists. It's a song that you can build, and it also pulls on like those nostalgia heartstrings. I think you could get someone like Cornelia Jacobs.
Yeah.
I know I joked about that, But someone who can like give some like gravitas to a song that is maybe not supposed to be a ballad, but you are doing as a ballad.
Lyrically, I find that song very interesting, but it does have those kind of stop and start moments because it's like really moving early on, and then darling, and then it kind of slows down, and then at the very end of the chorus, with Holy Ground, it slows, and then it kind of goes it.
Yeah,
that would add a different pace, which I think a lot of songs don't typically have in Eurovision, where you're kind of having those weird stops here and there. A majority of the audience are going to hear this song for the very first time. Does it have the hook to grab them for the first time?
Audience hasn't listened to the song 700 times by the time they see it on
they have not.
Eurovision?
No.
What are they doing?
Eurofans make up the tiniest group. So you have to assume that they've never heard the song before, and it needs to hook them immediately.
Yeah, well, I think what you do is, if you do the ballad style of this song, it is like a single tempo. I will send it. Look, it's
please.
I don't know this song. I've never heard this song.
You don't? Oh my God. This is one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs. And I was trying to think about like, okay, what
not
would
a
be
biased opinion.
Ballad. Well, yeah. I only have Taylor Swift facts, not opinions.
It's off her best album.
What album is it?
Red. It's from Red.
Okay.
Greg, give us your number 3.
Okay, so my number 3 was also in the ballad slot. I went with Peace from Folklore.
Oh, interesting.
So this is actually my favorite song of Taylor Swift all time. It's kind of a weird pick, but I love it. I think it's a bit on the nose because Eurovision loves the idea and concept of peace in their songs.
They do.
So it's already in the title. I see the staging as like just her. Very like, I think you were saying like smoke lit and very like ethereal and like, I don't know. I think it would be really like captivating. But it kind of goes with what I was saying earlier about how it doesn't have a ton of movement, like musically.
It's
and
boring.
That's where it might. Okay, hold on. I think lyrically it's very strong and it could make some people cry.
Yeah, I think you strip it down even more.
We'll move on to our number 2s. So my number 2, I actually kicked a song out. I had You Belong With Me up there, but I actually moved that down to 4 or 5 because look, everyone loves a good duet, right? So I went with Everything Has Changed featuring Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
And if I had to pick 2 artists with the vocals, I think, to handle it, it would be Suri and Christian Kostov. A good duet always does really, really well in Eurovision. And I think the Common Linnet's Calm Before the Storm, where they're both looking at each other, there's the road kind of going underneath. Maybe you don't use the exact same staging as them, but all this dark lighting, harsh lighting, them kind of looking into each other's eyes, the camera panning around them, having a different vocalist, having a male vocalist, breaks up some of the feelings I think we all have about Taylor Swift songs where they kind of feel a little bit too steady and they don't have the super highs and super lows. So you can make it a little different by just having someone else on the track, have some spotlight moments, and then it comes all the way down, just her, maybe she just walks up, I just want to know you better. Just that moment of just her, similar to like Marco Mengoni, when that big turn this year, that was like.
I have a question. Is this just a Burning Daylight redemption arc?
No, don't call me out on that. Oh no, it is not. No,
I didn't even think about duets. That's a nice take. It's a nice take.
Any thoughts on that song?
I don't know the song.
You don't know that song?
I don't know any of these songs. Where are you guys pulling these songs from?
From her discography.
I'm like pretty aware of her discography, and y'all are picking like the one songs I've never heard of.
They're both on Red, Holy Ground, and
okay. So Red, I never bought on iTunes back in the day.
What about Taylor's version? There's no back in the day. You've had a year.
That's fair.
All right. So Greg doesn't have an opinion.
It sounds lovely.
It's very lovely. What's your number 2, Quinn?
Story of Us, baby.
Let's go. Another great song.
Yeah. Okay. So, and this is why I went with the BBC ballad version of Holy Ground, because Story of Us and Holy Ground share this thing in common of like you have like the slow intro and then it's like bam, 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 bam. Here's how you stage this, right?
Okay,
Right?
I'm ready.
We have Taylor Swift. She's in a house a la Snap, right? And the house is made of books. And during the first verse, she's going around, she's pulling books off the wall, like she's telling the audience a story. And then when she gets to the line about so many walls I can't break through, she punches through a wall. And what's that? You're on the Eurovision stage. She's got a rock band in the wings. They're fucking going nuts. Yeah, because it's kind of a rock song.
Oh, yeah.
And then yeah, you like stand up to a mic and you just like, you know, fucking rock out. Maybe you have the book stage open up and you know the people in the audience can see it. And then you just put on like a really good rock show. You fucking use like pyrotechnics to drive that energy, and you go all out. With it probably wouldn't do well because I feel like really solid rock performances are never ranked well in Eurovision.
No, they are. Måneskin, Blind Channel.
Yes.
Now,
like, but I'm thinking like Voyager kind of got screwed over this year
on the televote, but still did well with the jury. And yes, why am I drawing?
I think they're a risky choice. I agree.
Yes, Vislatnyar in 2018 should have done way better than it did. That was really I don't know what happened to the televote there. That was an incredible performance that just got destroyed, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
So I agree.
This would be like a good like moral victory. You just and the guitar solo. You know, there's a guitar solo in the song. You can't see my hand.
I don't know if you'd have enough time for that, but one thing I do like about that choice is she has that long hold note at the end to show off the vocals, and a lot of her songs don't have that, but this one does. So that's another. Greg, have you heard this song? Well, this is looking like a contest.
Wow.
Move on. Let's move on.
Anyway,
I never bought that album.
We'll go to Greg's number 2 then.
Okay, so my number 2, which might be a song you guys don't know, it's not a very popular song. It's I Know Places from 1989.
Yes.
And I think with the entirety of this song, not only like musically, but like the staging and the lighting, and like give it a little camp too. Like she could like dress up because she's making the metaphor of like hunters and hunting the foxes, etc. And they're hiding, they're trying to hide from it. And it's gonna be like really dark and like kind of like foresty. And it gives me vibes like musically. And so my perspective on songs from Eurovision don't go back super far, but like a little bit of Alessandra from this year, when she was Norway, right? It could do well. I think it has the structure of a Eurovision song.
Of all the songs we've discussed, I think that's the riskiest choice. It could do very well, but I actually think that would be one of the ones that it's either a boom or bust. I don't think there's any middle ground for that.
Yeah, you have to really highlight that part toward the end where she's like, they take their shots, we're bulletproof.
Yeah. Eyes so green. Yeah. Because then like, it hits like those notes and she shows off her vocals a bit, and it's like a good like.
Yeah, and then you have a gun and somebody gets shot on stage.
Taylor gets shot.
No,
let's not.
Sorry, this isn't the American Song Contest.
Yeah, seriously, like all my European viewers are going to be like, of course the Americans are talking about guns. Of course they are.
Who could it be? Is it you? Is it me?
This is why we're not allowed at Eurovision.
So now we are down to our number 1, and I know 2 of us at least share the same number 1. I think it goes without saying that Shake It Off, 1989. I mean, is there a catchier Taylor Swift hook? Is there a bigger song, I feel like, than that has just immediate first listen, captivating, singing along. You can have a dance with it. This would definitely have backup dancers. Absolutely. You would fill the stage with as much as you can. It would be fun, movement, bright, lots of flashing light, like just everything. Just throw everything at the stage. And it also, like Netta, It's a song that doesn't take itself too seriously for a really high octane bop, just like Toy. And then you have that middle bridge too. That's very interesting. Mine, just the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I forget which one of you had that also as number one.
it was not me.
It wasn't me.
Wait, neither of you had that at number one?
No.
Are you lying to me?
Nope.
One of you's lying to me.
This is not.
He didn't read my messages.
This is not the Gaslight Gate.
You have it at number one, Greg.
Keep reading.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. You don't. Okay. Anyway, so why don't you guys think? Why isn't Shake It Off your number one? And I think Dilja from Iceland this year would kill the shit out of that song.
Yo, imagine her belting to like Shake It Off.
Like, and doing backflips and dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, you just let her riff. I think
let her go.
I think that would really
just turn her loose. She would be
elevate
amazing.
the song. Look, I think she has a handful of songs that could compete for like this position. I almost had a heart attack at a wedding 2 weeks ago dancing to it. Like, yeah, it was a really scary moment.
Well, I've said all I can about that one, so let me hear your number one, Quinn.
Mine.
Unless Greg, did you have something to add?
I was gonna say I think it's a great pick. I think it's a great song. It's a good. Of
course you did.
Contender.
It was your number one.
It was my number one, but I found, in my opinion, a better song that fits Eurovision better than Shake It Off. I don't know if Shake It Off has all of the components a true Eurovision song needs to win.
My number one is also from 1989, and but it's New Romantics. Sort of quiet build up into bam. It's got a very like catchy chorus. It's got that feeling of like, oh, we're all so cool, but also everyone like picks on us. And I think, you could kind of play with the length of the instrumental sections. And it's a song that kind of builds throughout. And at the very end, there's one final, because baby, I could build a castle. And you just let, so I don't know who sings it. Fuck it. Laureen is singing it. Laureen is singing this because I want it to win.
Okay. Wow. Great analysis. Wow. You're not really selling me on it. You seemed a little unsure there. And then you're describing a song kind of about what? Shaking it off and shaking off the haters. I feel like there's a better one for that, but I can't remember right now.
No. This song is like more, this has a better structure and flow than Shake It Off.
So you think this is her best work that could win Eurovision? This is the number one out of all of her discography and songs.
That's what he's saying.
Yes,
that's what you're saying.
That is what I'm saying. And you know what you do? Here's what you do for the staging, right? You have a bouncy castle in the background that inflates over the first bit, and then your backup dancers going to the bouncy castle at the end, and because like the final chorus just really like picks up and hits hard, and so everyone's like jumping around, and you're doing some like fucking hair flips, and then you have pyrotechnics, and then the bouncy castle explodes. And there's glitter everywhere.
All right, Greg, give us your real number one.
Okay, so not the fake number one, but the real number one for Taylor Swift at Eurovision is Me! !
No! No!
Yes.
I knew you were going to react this way, Quinn.
Oh my God.
I knew, because I agree with Quinn.
You agree with Quinn?
It's one of the worst songs on Lover.
Explain yourself.
This is the explanation of it. Is it my favorite song? No. Is it my favorite song off Lover? No. Do I think it's a good song?
No.
It's fine. It's a fine song. But in terms of compatibility for Eurovision, it fits, like, it checks every box, right? You got the duet, you've got a lot of different movement in the song, it's excitable, there's like high notes for each person coming in, it's cute, it's boy and girl duo, like there's so much going on with it, and it could captivate the audience and get them going, and like it's very simple lyrics, it's an easy topic.
I hate that you're selling this.
Ubiquitous.
It's true. It's catchy. Yeah.
Like it's a perfect Eurovision song. Again, it's not her best work, and that's not what we're ranking here.
Yeah,
we're ranking her songs that could do well at Eurovision.
Okay.
And that's why I think Me is a great pick.
Yeah, it is a song that is best listened to only once. So
yeah, and you don't have to listen to it after Eurovision. Just get into it at the time, crown it, and then move on.
Yeah, but if it wins, you have to listen to it twice. You make very valid points.
It was a single, right? She made a music video for
it. It was a single, but I don't think it did particularly well.
Just get a hot guy to sing it with her. Divert your attention to that.
I feel like this is another song where you do like stair choreo.
Yeah, I honestly don't think of it like as much different from her music video. Just like get a lot of like bright colors and like interesting like chairs and whatever they're doing in the building. Yeah. It could be a cute like set, the cute staging, right?
I agree on the premise of everything you're saying, like Quinn said, but I still don't think the song is good. And if the song is not good, you cannot do it. Doesn't matter how great your staging performance, everything is. Look at Spain this year.
Many Eurovision songs are that good.
I know.
Oh!
We know. But you also haven't listened to Red, so what's your taste anyway?
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow.
I've listened to.
You obviously haven't listened to Red.
Songs.
We've
mentioned the good songs on Red.
Oh, Greg.
You've listened to probably the first two, because I know you've listened to my favorite song of Taylor Swift ever, State of Grace, which I did not put on this list. I love it to death. And it has those moments, those up and down moments. Yeah. Love it to death. Wouldn't do well at Eurovision. All right. So between our top number ones, Shake It Off, Me, and whatever Quinn suggested, I don't even remember.
Forgettable.
We obviously know Shake It Off was the best and should be the number one pick. So next week we'll be doing Carly Rae Jepsen songs after we go through her discography. Hopefully you can all listen to those songs, because I think I can confidently say I've listened to every single one of her songs. I don't know if all you can.
Yeah. I'm gonna find one that you
actually. Wait, maybe there's a few I missed on Tug of War. Anyway. That is what we think. I'd like to thank Quinn and Greg again for joining us today. Let us know in the comments below where we're wrong, if we're wrong, if Quinn's wrong, and we'll